Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping straight into something pretty significant for Android users. We're talking Android 16. And look, this isn't just a minor tweak. It's a big free upgrade, really aiming to change, maybe fundamentally, how you use your phone day to day.
That's exactly it. And our mission here, is to pull out the really important bits, maybe the surprising stuff from what we're seeing about Android 16. What's really interesting, I think, is Google's strategy shift, how they're rolling out software. We kind of saw the beginnings of this with Android 15, right? But now with 16, they seem to be doubling down and separating these fast Android development cycles from the slower hardware updates.
Right.
And if you look at the dates, it's hitting pretty early. Android 15 was October 15th, 2024. Android 14, October 4th, 2023. So this earlier release, it kind of signals they want to get these updates out faster, not tied strictly to when a manufacturer decides to release a new phone.
That is a fascinating shift. And the good news, probably for a lot of you listening right now, is that these features, they're hitting Pixel devices first, even older ones, like the Pixel 6 and 7 series. So a pretty broad range of people get it soon before it rolls out more widely later this year. So, okay, let's get into how this actually, affects your day. Let's kick off with something I think everyone feels, that little annoyance, right? You need a quick update, maybe, where's my food delivery? Or tracking a ride in a new part of town. You've got to unlock the phone, find the app, just for that one quick check. Have you felt that? It's not huge, but it's like this constant little bit of friction.
Oh, definitely. It adds up, doesn't it? And that's precisely what Android 16 is tackling with this first big upgrade, getting those real-time updates right there on your lock screen. No unlock needed. Google is actually working pretty actively with app partners to make this happen. Think about things like, Samsung's Now Bar or what OnePlus does with live alerts. Those specific features on their phones. This is kind of like taking that idea system-wide for Android.
Okay, that sounds incredibly useful. It's cutting down that friction. But it's not just about getting info faster, is it? What about just the sheer volume of notifications? Because let's be real, sometimes that notification tray is just overwhelming, a digital avalanche, like you said.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's not just speed, it's also about clarity. So Android 16 is bringing in this smarter grouping for notifications from the same app. Instead of, say, 5 pings from your news app all listed separately, they'll be bundled up neatly. If you look at the bigger picture here, it's all about making the phone work better for you, especially when you need that quick, vital info without all the other noise. It cuts down the mental load, makes interacting with your phone feel a bit calmer, maybe more focused. Now, these convenience features are great, obviously, but Google hasn't dropped the ball on, the absolute foundation, security. And with Android 16, they're rolling out something pretty heavy-duty called enhanced protection. This is basically Google's top-tier mobile protection program. And it's really aimed at specific people, individuals whose accounts might hold really valuable or sensitive stuff. Think journalists, activists, maybe executives, people working in elections, those who might be, let's say, more likely targets.
Okay, so for those users, what exactly is this enhanced protection defending against? We hear about threats all the time, but what does this shield actually block?
It's layered. It's designed to guard against scam calls, nasty apps, dodgy websites, sophisticated phishing scams, malicious links, the works. Which brings up the question, how does it do that? And what's fascinating is how it tackles some fundamental weak points. For example, it actually limits connections to 2G networks.
2G. Why 2G?
Well, for these high-risk individuals, even the unencrypted parts of 2G could potentially be exploited for tracking or spoofing. So forcing the phone onto newer encrypted networks just closes off that potential attack route. It's clever. It also stops the phone from automatically jumping onto insecure Wi-Fi networks, the kind notorious for man-in-the-middle attacks. And there's more, like it'll automatically lock your phone if it's offline for too long, or even power down the device automatically if it's been locked for a really extended period. And this protection, it works across Google's own apps, phone, Chrome, Messages, plus some third-party ones too. It creates a much tighter ecosystem.
Wow, that's genuinely impressive for people who need that level of security.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving beyond the broad stuff and the high-level security, Android 16 also seems to be focusing on inclusion. Specifically, I saw something about an upgrade for people using LE hearing devices, low-energy hearing aids, addressing a pretty common challenge they face, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is a great example of how a seemingly small tech change can have a huge impact on daily life. The main thing is a new microphone option. See, typically LE hearing devices use their own tiny built-in mic for calls, which, can sometimes pick up background noise or just not be super clear. With Android 16, users can just switch seamlessly to using their phone's microphone instead, leveraging the phone's, frankly, superior audio capture for a much clearer call. Plus, there's added convenience being able to control the hearing device settings like volume right from the phone itself. It just integrates things better.
That's fantastic news for that community, really practical. All right, let's pivot a bit now to productivity, because a lot of us rely on our Android devices for work, especially maybe on bigger screens, tablets, foldables. And Android 16 has a couple of new tricks up its sleeve here, designed to make work life a bit easier.
Absolutely. First up, and this is a big one, is this enhanced windowing capability. This isn't just making things look different. It's actually a pretty deep change in how Android manages apps. It allows apps to behave more like, actual independent windows. It's a key step towards real desktop-style multitasking. Right now, you mostly have full-screen apps or maybe split-screen, but soon you'll be able to open, move, resize multiple app windows on one screen, just like on your computer. Imagine having your email, a document, maybe a chat app, all open and visible at once.
Okay, yeah, that's where it gets really interesting for power users. And the second thing?
Custom keyboard shortcuts,
Yeah.
or hotkeys. Yeah, so you'll be able to set up your own key combinations for quick actions. This could really speed things up if you use a physical keyboard with your tablet or foldable. And to help manage all this on bigger screens, they're adding a taskbar overflow feature. Basically, a way to easily find apps even when your main taskbar is completely full. It's all about making that larger Android screen feel more like a proper workstation.
So just to recap then, we've touched on a really impressive range of updates in Android 16, from everyday stuff like the smoother lock screen updates and cleaner notifications, to really robust security with that enhanced protection, crucial accessibility wins for hearing device users, and then these big productivity jumps with proper windowing and hotkeys. And crucially, this is all coming as a free upgrade. It shows, a real breadth of improvement.
Exactly. These aren't just, fiddling around the edges. They feel like strategic steps forward. And taken together, these seemingly small, free upgrades, they could genuinely transform how you interact with your Android phone every day, making it feel more intuitive, definitely more secure, and just more powerful as a tool.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. How might these changes in Android 16, subtle in some ways, powerful in others, actually reshape your own relationship with your phone? Could it become an even more seamless extension of, both your life and your work? Something to consider.